Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to call Rust native code from Flutter with the help of Flutter REST bridge. So let's get dive into that. First, we will create Flutter project. So we can use Flutter create commands and then the name of the project. So I will give Flutter Rust Flutter teach demo. So hit enter and then it will create a Flutter project. I will not do that because I already created that project. So Rest Flutter teach demo. Yep, I will open this in VS Code. So okay, so let's clean this app a little bit. This is the project scratch file. So in here, this will be a little different. Yeah, so don't worry, clear everything and we will start from scratch. Great. So let's clean this app. Let's clean this passpath.yaml file. Okay, so this is just a Flutter related things, so I will not explain. That's why the first thing is before using Flutter REST bridge, you need to know one thing is that you need to install Rust in your machines. So if you install it, you can check with rustc dash dash version and it will show you the version. So if you didn't install Rust, go and install it first. Okay, so the first initialization is we will initialize Rust project in the root folder. So we will create a folder called native and then go to the native folder and then we will initialize with cargo init. So this will create a Rust related file. In here, as you see, there is a main.is and then in the cargo toml file and in the cargo toml file, we need to change name. The name is right now native, but we want to match with our project name. So Rust Flutter teach. I want to put underscore there. Rust Flutter teach demo. Okay, great. So in here, I make a little bit of snippet so that we can copy easily. So the first thing we need to add is the dependency, the Flutter REST bridge dependency. The version is equal 1.80.1. I'm going to use. You can use the latest one also. It's depend on you. So the next thing is we need to add the lib. So let's add that because we are not going to use cargo run. We will build in this Rust into a static build so that we can use in iOS, and then the dynamic build we can use in Android, maybe in macOS. Yeah, this kind of things. In this tutorial, I'm not going to show you iOS setup nor macOS nor Android. In this is basically pure REST initialization and generating code gen and uh, set up the required plugin in Flutter. Yeah. So the name would be the same with the top one, package name. Okay. So when we add the lib here, REST analyzer is showing error because we are missing a file called lib.is. So create it and then the error is gone. So if you want this plugin, go to extension and download it. Okay, so I will create another folder called api.is. All the function Rust code will be inside this one. So let's create a simple function called pepfm greeting from Rust, and then the return type will be string, and then hello world, and then we'll do string. The return type will be strings, and then we need to tell Rust that we will use that file. So we can use mode.is. Yep. Greeting pub fn greeting for Rust. dot to string. Yeah, so that is the catch I mean. Okay, so let's install Flutter REST bridge. So we can run a command called cargo install Flutter REST bridge go gen at 1.80.1. So this will install the exit version, because right now why I'm putting the exit version here, because in our cargo.toml file we use this 80.1. That's why it should match. If you use 82.3, install Flutter REST bridge go gen at 1.82.3. Yeah, so it should match. If it doesn't match, it will break your build. Yeah. Okay, so the REST related part is done. So let's move to the pubspec.yaml. In here, we will add these two, FFI and Flutter REST bridge. So FFI is for loading the build, meaning static build, dynamic library, dynamic build. Yep. So Flutter REST bridge is for, as you already know, Flutter REST bridge related things. And then the FFI gen is generating the Dart related file. So that's why we need to use this FFI gen and install that. So I think for the Flutter part is finished and the native path is also finished. So let's go and generate. So use Flutter ROS bridge go gen, and then the -r is the api.rs path. So we need to REST input path. So it should be inside the ssc api.rs. So we are right now inside the native. That's why we can call directly with src api.rs. So the -d would be that output. So dot slash, we will go to the root folder, and then the lib. Inside the lib, we will generate a full file called bridge generate generated.dat file, and then the dot gecl output that will be a that definition file, that also libs bridge defini tins definition.dat file. So let's go and hit enter. So it will create our generated code. So there are two generated code in here, this one and this one. So let's save this. So the arise count is just the catch. So in here it generate Flutter definitions and bridge generator dot file. So this is the bridge, and if you look carefully here, so there will be a greetings, yeah, here. So that this function to call from the bridge generator.dat file. So yep, so this is the tutorial. So how to set up a Flutter REST bridge, how to initialize a native Rust code in the Flutter project, and Flutter related plugins, how to install in the pubspec.yaml, how to use the exit version number, how to install Flutter REST bridge GoGen in the machine. Yep. So that's all for today's tutorial. Tomorrow I'm going to show you iOS setup. So tomorrow we are going to build a build, and then use that build and load that build in Flutter and call the Rust related function from Flutter. So thank you everyone.